Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
So I'm on show now. So I'll saw later to be. Okay. Bye.
Make that move now, this festive season, to your new home address at GHS Housing Estate. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3, and 4-bedroom detached home.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.worldlamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@worldlamp@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.worldlamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@worldlamp@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Toyin, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
In your car,
at work,
at home.
on your smartphone.
This is Star Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome.
This is Star Radio UK.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Are you ready to turn it up?
Oh,
10,
hello, ladies and gentlemen.
9,
Sorry for the
8, 7,
Oh, wow.
6,
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello. You are welcome to today's edition of the Property Hour Show.
Vicky, I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Vicky. I cannot hear you. It was fine a minute ago, and it's just no volume now. That's better. I can hear you now.
8.
Oh, I can't hear you. No, I can't hear
6,
you.
5,
No,
4,
I can hear somebody else's voice.
3,
3, 2,
2,
1, but I can't hear you.
1.
Can you hear me? You can hear me? I can't hear you at all. So hi Instagram people, I'm supposed to be live on Star Radio. I've been interviewed by Vicky Newton, but at the moment I can't hear her, so we're trying to sort that out. Just bear with us, please. I can't hear you still. Did you send me a message? Send me a message and let's see. Send me a message. Maybe it's something my end, but I can see you, but I can't hear you. Or shall I rejoin? Wait a minute. Can't hear you.
Okay, Tony, can you hear me?
Yes. Hello?
Working now. Okay.
I can hear you now. Okay, 1 minute. That's better. 1 minute.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, as we, waiting for Toyin to come on, live with us, I will briefly say a little bit about this lovely, wonderful lady. She's Toyin Davidson-Ero, and she's a chartered legal executive with a background in property litigation as a lawyer. She's also a founder of Property Pillars Club. Now, she's got so many accolades to her name, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. So as we get along with the interview, Tony will also tell us the other side of her as well. Let me also acknowledge our sponsors, who are M&N Associates. They deal with our flyers and all your media requirements. We also have M&N Concepts, I beg your pardon, who deal with our flyers and all our media requirements. So if you have any events, you need any flyers, look no further. M&N Concepts are there to, give you wonderful flyers and all your media requirements. We also have Mia and Associates as one of our sponsors. They are into property development. If you have any project back home in Ghana, Mia and Associates will be able to supervise your project and, take it over from there, act on your behalf till the project is completed. And lastly, CIG Properties. They are based in London and they are your property management sales company. So you have a property that you want to sell or you want a property managed, CIG Properties are there to help you. So let me quickly introduce Toyin. Hello, Toyin. You are welcome to the Property Hour show.
Hi, Vicky. Thanks
for the slight hitch.
Yes.
We tried our best to be here on time, isn't it?
Technology has a way of misbehaving, so at least we made it.
Yeah. You look very well, and I think we are twinning this evening, isn't it? Yay!
International Women's Week, doing it for the girls.
Right, Tonya, I've said a little bit about you to our viewers. So I just want you to briefly, tell us who Tonya is, even though I've just said a little bit about you, giving a little gist of who you are. Just tell our viewers who Tonya is, what she's made of, and we take it from there.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me to come on Star Radio platform. I think this is the third time. I'm so privileged that I get the opportunity to come and be interviewed by yourselves, and I really appreciate the platform. So thank you for inviting me yet again. Well, what can I say? My name is Toyin, and you know, I am the mother of 3 children. 21-year-old daughter, 18-year-old, and a 12-year-old son. And I've done property law as a background. My background, obviously, I grew up in London, in the UK, and my background has always been in law. My background has been as a chartered legal executive specializing in property litigation.
Okay.
And all my life, I've always worked with investors and landlords. And probably the last 5 years, I've relaunched myself with Property Pillars, which is the brand that most of you may recognize me with. I'm the founder of that organization, and we work with the investors and do development and things like that.
Great. So, Tonya, I was just, thinking. I said, but how did it all start? Because I believe that being a chartered legal executive pays very well. So what inspired Tonya to branch into properties?
I was admitted in October 1999, and I practiced law for most of my career, as doing a lot of litigation for a lot of investors and a lot of landlords. But I got tired of doing it. I wanted a change. And I was already in the property circle because I was representing lots of banks and lots of investors. So I already knew what I was doing and the types of people I was working with from the legal perspective. But then I got tired of going the legal routes. I wanted to reinvent my skills using the same sort of people that I worked with. So I decided to work with them, the same people, in a different way. Other than being their lawyer, to work with them as consultants, as project managers, and acquisition, property sourcing sort of stuff. And I also wanted to create an enabling environment for networking, so people can learn through networking with each other and create good business relationships. And that's how the Property Pillars Club was formed.
Oh, great. Okay. Right. So those who are registered with the Property Pillars Club undergo property training. Am I right?
Yes. I'm live on Facebook as well.
Okay. Hi, Facebook fans. I also like to remind all our viewers, we are streaming live. You see, I was so super excited to have Tonya on. I just lost track. To inform our viewers, please follow us on all our social media handles, especially on Facebook, YouTube, at Star Radio UK, and also on Tonya's Facebook page and YouTube channel as well. Over to you, Tonya.
Thank you. So what was the question?
So we're talking about, the Property Pillars Club. Mm-hmm. How long ago did you set it up, and how many members have you got, under that umbrella? And I know that they undergo training as well. Do all of them have to undergo training under the Property Pillars Club?
We're about 5 years old now. And when we were first started, we were just made up of about 9 people. Okay. That just came together on a monthly basis. Our numbers have grown quite considerably since then. And the members, when they join, they have access to a property platform where they can basically watch videos and also book for one-to-one sessions on any variety of property-related topics. So the platform is for members, is one of the benefits of membership. The members also get the opportunity to come to the face-to-face events that we do in Central London, where we actually see them and we have experts that will train them on key areas. And they also get the opportunity to participate in the monthly Zoom meetings that we have on property, and they get to interact with each other as well. So it's a good place for people who are very busy with their careers, who don't really want to do property full time, but who want to have a network of people they can talk to and learn from and engage with.
Okay. So, we are celebrating women today.
Yes.
How difficult was it? Or if I should put it, what challenges did you have to overcome at the beginning of your journey?
I think, first of all, I don't see that from the onset, being a woman was a barrier for me. Okay. I always believe that it would always be better to see that any situation you'll always overcome them, So number one, I didn't ever enter into it on the basis that there would never be any challenges that I wouldn't overcome, or my being a woman would be a problem. So that's having the right disposition. So I had the right disposition in the first place. And secondly, in terms of the challenges I overcame, I think those challenges were challenges that I think a male and female could have also had. The sort of challenges I had at the beginning were to do with, for example, getting investors to come and invest in projects that we had. And that wasn't because I was a woman. That was just because maybe they just weren't so sold into the idea or whatever. And then also beginning to build a team around myself and the organization, which was a challenge. And I think whether you're a man or female, you will still encompass them. But one thing that I realized that my female had an impact was the way that people used to expect that property club would be run and be founded by a woman was something that was something that people sort of found a little bit, you're strong. They used to perceive me that maybe I'm a lioness.
Okay.
So that's the perception when they used to see that I was, especially when they come and they see a lot of the places full of men, and quite credible men. So they think that I'm a very powerful, influential person. I'm actually very soft inside. But then that's the only perception that people had of me. And when they got to know me, they realized that I'm the opposite to what they had thought.
I think both of us agree that, the property industry is normally dominated by men, few women in that industry. What would you say can increase the number of women who have interest in this property industry? Because I know a lot of people who would love to change career and get involved in the property industry, but they are being put off by the men. Some even start the journey, then along the way they just say, you know what, I've had enough.
Yeah. It depends what your vision is. For those, like I had a very fortunate legal background. So I was already in the circle of property people who were either investors, banks, housing associations. And because of that network, I was able to leverage on that network to reinvent something that would give me cash, give me income. So for me, I think the first thing is to surround yourself with the right network as a start. If you're a woman or a man and you really want to get into property, the first thing you should consider doing is position yourself within the right group of people who are like you, who you can have a relationship with, so you can talk and ask simple questions without feeling embarrassed or ashamed. And you can meet people who are where you're at and also people who are above where you're at, so you can learn together. So the club is a good place for that, because we've got people from different backgrounds, from different levels, who just some are a fly on the wall. They want to hear simple concepts like buying their first home, how to get mortgages. You've also got those very seasoned developers who are building modular housing for 122 units, planning permission. So everybody's all in the same place, lifting each other up. Yeah.
But Tommy, let me push you a bit further. If you look at the ratio, the white and the ethnic, minority women, what is the ratio?
Oh, in terms of in the property,
yes.
In my observation, I haven't got the actual statistics, but I'm just guessing that the ratio of women, especially black women, in property is significantly small compared to male counterparts, especially male white counterparts. So I think that represents a very small element of the bigger picture. And I think a lot of the reasons is because people are not presented the opportunity and they don't know how to network or get into it in the first instance, and also I kind of think that people get stuck in jobs that are not really where they want to be, and they begin to find that they're getting their, I don't know, 28, 50,000, 75,000 a year salary, and it becomes a routine, a rat race, and they find it hard to break away from that. They don't know how to break away from that, and as much as they have the underlying desire, but they don't know where to start, and they can't afford to jeopardize what they already got to stop and to just do something they're not sure about. So that's why coming into a community like what we managed to establish can really resolve some of those issues, because you start with baby steps, and it would only take an hour or two a month of your time, and as long as you were ready to be available for the meetings and discussions and ask questions, all of it will help.
Bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, you've just joined us. This is Property Hour Show on Star Radio UK. With me today is Toyin Davidson-Ero. She's a guru in the property industry, and she's also the founder of the Property Pillars Club. She's with us today to share with us her success story. If you're watching us live, please share to all your contacts. You can also watch us live on YouTube, Facebook, and all our social media handles. Also appreciate if you get involved in this discussion. If you have any questions or you have any contribution, I would love to hear from you. Tony, whilst we were talking about women, getting involved or being part of this journey in this property industry, there is this notion that women are not helping other women. Has this changed? Because I believe people have a lot of experiences. I've had one so many years ago where the other woman in the same establishment wasn't prepared to hold my hand, if I should say, or train me or encourage me to get to, her level. She felt that is my space, so I'm not willing to, give you all the necessary help or support for you to, just climb up that ladder. Right. And this has been a very big problem in our community, encouraging each other. It is like we are in competition. What can we do about this? We can't deny it. It is there.
Yeah, you're right. It's very much there. I think it's sad, and I think it's some of the things that I've learned is to begin to, because people tend to be like that if they think that the grass is greener for you on the other side, without realizing that grass has to be cut, nurtured, watered. And people begin to think that you're having the best of everything, it seems to be going well for you. And there's that feeling of, maybe envy, insecurity, but in fact, that is actually not true. So once you begin to bring people to a place where they see the real risks and challenges that you've carried in order to get to where you are, then there's a true appreciation of the work and the effort you put into everything to get to where you are. So rather than trying to pull you, fellow woman, down, they now actually want to come with you to lift you up, and they can be lifted up as well. So I think I'm always happy to speak to women groups, women clubs. Somebody approached me today. A university in Benin wants me to, on a webinar, to speak to a group of undergraduates at the University of Benin. They've for Women International Women's Week, because I heard I was the Secretary General for European Women on Boards. So being a Nigerian woman and being on the Secretary General of that organization, they approached me to speak. So they're all young women who have an aspiration and a career. I'm happy to always engage with them to try to direct them to the path of how I got to where I'm going to, and to give them connections that might help them. So it's sad when you are a woman and you don't want to do the same sort of thing to a woman. I came from a woman, and it's a woman that helped me to get to where I am. But it's a shame that we still have that happening, and I don't subscribe to that at all.
Right. I hope what you've shared with us will encourage a lot of women to bring other women in. Let's do everything together. But I think another thing as well with the ethnic minority is trust. It's like they don't trust each other.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think one of the things I've discovered, let me see if I can turn this camera around the opposite direction. Right. So the other people on Facebook can actually see.
Hi, everyone. Toyin is on live at Star Radio UK.
This is what you guys
Get involved, send in your questions, say hi to Toyin.
These are what people are going to see. So you were saying again?
Trust,
yeah. It's true. But we see in anything you do, you have to be prepared to take a risk and trust somebody, because for you to expand in business, you can't do it on your own. It's the biggest mistake even I've made in my personal walk. And every time I've tried to do it on my own, I've always failed. I've needed to build a team around me of people who I could delegate and whom I can trust. Yes, that trust has been broken. I've lost contacts, I've lost friends, I've lost money, but it's not in every business partnership that I've had that happen to. Some of them have actually gone on to be quite successful. So you have to have a bit of leap of faith and try to find people that you can trust, that you can work with, so you can really, really grow. Yeah.
Okay. I've got Anna who has just sent me a message. Says, "Hi, Toyin." Her question is, what is unique about your business?
Yeah, that's a nice question. First of all, it's Black owned. Number two, which is very uncommon in the UK today. Number two is female led, which is also very uncommon in the UK today. Number three is property bias. We're focused on property, which is a combination of those three factors makes it very unique in itself. And number four, it is successful. Now, I can say that we're successful because some opportunities that were presented to us, we were very careful with introducing them to our investors, because we surrounded ourselves with the right people who were able to guide us, were able to advise us and give us a full synopsis of the risks, and we weren't able to fall into those mistakes. So every project we've done, God willing, so far has been successful. So, and I'm very careful to take time and try to deliver value. If you ask people who join the club or who work with me, one of the things they say is I'm quite humble and I'm quite easy to work with. And I realize that for you to get anywhere is for you to continue to be level-headed and to be able to appreciate the people who help you to rise. So I work behind me. It isn't just me. There's a team of lots of other people that without whom we would not have the opportunities and the things we have.
Okay.
So we're very unique in that I see myself as an equal. I see myself as somebody that's serving other people. I see myself as a partaker of somebody else's growth, and together we contribute to each other's development. So that's what I think Property Pillars is unique about.
Wonderful. Michael also sent in a question. He says, Tony, what are some of your challenges?
Let me switch his camera back the other way.
Okay.
What are some of my challenges? You mean in the business sense?
Across board.
So many.
Oh wow. Okay. I think we'll have a part 2 today. We'll go for a break, then we'll come back with a part 2. So let's get it going.
Unless if I want to make everybody feel as though it's all rosy and everything goes well.
Exactly.
It's not. That is not the picture. I mean, I'm sitting here, and if I was able to turn my camera around, I have about 10 files here, 20 files there, and about 50 here. Yeah. And this is leverage. The point I'm making is, I have challenges in the sense that I have a strong work ethics,
yeah,
and I set a very high bar for myself. I don't stop. I stop when the job is finished. So I don't stop. I don't do a 9 to 5 thing.
Yeah.
If the requirement is get this done today, even if it's 1 a.m., I'm still finishing off because I know tomorrow there's another job I need to finish. So I set a very hard bar for myself. I'm a taskmaster. I work on the field. I'm not somebody that sits around and appoints everybody to run around for me whilst I just do big madam. That's not Toyin. That is not me. I'm in the field, digging the soil, planting it in, watering it, getting my boots dirty. So that's the type of person I am, and I bring people along with me. So when you're that kind of person, you're going to have challenges. You're gonna have a lot of challenges. I have challenges in many areas. For example, just like anybody else, I have challenges with raising finance for some of my opportunities. I have challenges with build. I've got about 3 projects on the go at the moment, and none of them are finishing on time at the moment. And as imagine, funds are just coming out of three projects. So I'm having challenges with my work, my team, making sure that they turn things over very quickly. And I have challenges with the banks. Once I've done a project, I want to reevaluate it, and I'm having that they're not giving me the value that I want, so I can release equity to do another project. I have challenges with estate agents, and I can't begin to name all the time. I even have challenges with tenants, my own people.
Tony, I totally agree with you. We all go through those challenges. But with what Michael was saying, I have 2 questions, but I'll just let's discuss the first one, then we go to, because the first one's got to do with your family life. How are you able to balance it? Someone might be watching you, have kids, and is wondering how was Tony able to do it and do it very well, balancing the family life with, running a business, because you're always on the road.
Yes. I mean, to be honest with you, like I said at the beginning, I'm somebody that, because I was always, I've always been one of these very systemized people. I think we all have to be that way. So I tend to do things in a routine way, from getting up a specific time, doing this. So all my life I've been running around that kind of system routine. So I've had to concentrate on being able to fit everything within the time that I've got. And we're wonderfully, amazingly talented women, and you'd be surprised how much we can actually juggle if we put our mind to it.
Tony, do you think that it all depends on how much help you get, because some people are lucky enough to have their moms, supporting with the children. Some may have partners or husbands supporting. Some may not have partners at all. They are single moms. And, how are you able to balance it? Because some are able to get help when it comes to a client, calling you, hey, Tony, I've got this block of flats. I really need to sit down with you. I'm traveling. I need to, seal this deal with you. You have the kids with you, or you have to pick the kids from school. How do you go about? Do you have anybody that you can rely on? So all these things coming together, your support system. Some don't have it.
I must confess, I haven't got the benefit and the privilege of that, and I'm divorced. I haven't got a husband, and I have been for many years.
Oh, guys, Toyin is single. If you need a lovely, successful Black woman,
don't mind Vicky. So, and even during my marriage, with as much as I love to make it sound glossy, it wasn't glossy. It was always difficult because I was always practically a single mother, even within the marriage. So my children have always grown up. Mommy is doing it all. So I've never looked at my situation as misfortunate. I've just got on with it. But in terms of running everything, sometimes I've said to myself, I don't know how we do it. For example, I have Zoom calls regularly, and some of the Zoom calls with some banks, investors, they're at the time when I'm due to pick the kids from school.
Oh.
And sometimes I find myself in a position where I'm taking a Zoom call, my visual is off, and the audio is on, and it's in the car with my 2 children in the back. And my children know mommy works. They know they've known from the day they were born. So the moment I arrive in the school and they hear the car speaker on, and they know that I'm on that Zoom call, they move very, very quietly into the room and in the car, and they sit there and they listen in. I've had Zoom calls like that for over an hour, where I've driven them from school, got home, left the car, entered the house, carried on the earpiece. The kids are running to the kitchen to help themselves with food, and I've gone back upstairs into my office and continued the meeting. And the people on the other side have not had any clue what was going on. And sometimes I've been the one who has been chairing the Zoom call. So I've been the most vocal about everything, directing people about projects. But these are the sort of things that only with God's help. Because if I said that I did it on my own power, I'm lying to you. These are the sort of things. Only with God's divine help can we say that we did it.
Wonderful. Now, answering Michael's question, we were talking about, you see, when you said, funding was one of those challenges.
Yes.
Now, my question to you is, how did you raise funding, or was it easy to access funding? Especially when you are a woman, because you were able to raise over £4 million of equity for developers and successfully overseeing returns of investors' money on the large development projects.
Yeah.
So that is a question to you. How are you able to, because I know a lot of investors will not be so confident giving a woman, funding for, her business or any project that, she's spearheading.
Yeah. You see, first of all, you need to have created a relationship of trust with people, and you need to have a track record, and also you need to know your business. I do a lot of speaking, and I also do a lot of teaching, and people have also been around me and actually have tasted the things that I do, that I actually do those things that I talk about.
Yeah.
It isn't that I'm just, if I'm buying, I'm selling, I'm developing, I'm renting out. And they've been around me and seen the my work ethics. So, and then quite often, I don't have to advertise for an investor. Most of the time, they're already sitting waiting
People
for me.
pay for that, you know.
Yeah, I don't. I thank God, but that hasn't come over one day. It's been 20 years of investing in people, you know, and being a giver of information, giver of knowledge, giver of time, that people have said, Toyin, I've got 50,000. I want you to help me put it away. I've got 10,000. I want you to help me put it away. I want to better returns my money. And it's those same people who have been around me who have trusted the decision that I've helped them to make, which they make on their own accord, I must tell you. I don't force anybody. And when they make the decisions and they're happy to proceed, everything is done through lawyers. Everything is inside their name, and they're able to withdraw at any time, you know. Right. And then once the project is done, they're able to get their return. So I don't, with God's help, haven't had to do heavy marketing. I don't do any heavy marketing. All I've done over the years is just continue to give education and value, and people come. So even this morning, yesterday, I was on a Zoom call with a gentleman in Nigeria who was introduced to me by another person, and I had the conversation with him yesterday, and he wants to have another conversation on Saturday 10 a.m. He's ready to do £1 million of investment with me, you know.
Hey, these Nigerians are very rich.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So referral.
Yes.
Right. Yes, I've got Michael on the phone. He sent a text message to me. Michael wants to know what advice you give to someone who is trying to become an entrepreneur.
The life of an entrepreneur is not an easy one. Let's make it clear, because not only are you running the business, you're in the business, and you're also looking for more business.
Right.
So if anybody thinks being an entrepreneur is plain easy, is a lot of work, and it isn't 9 to 5. For me, it goes beyond 9 to 5. You know, so if you really, first of all, you need to have a passion for it. From that has to be something that comes from within you, and nobody can give you that passion unless if it's there. I've always found that I never wanted to work for somebody, or if I worked for somebody, I wouldn't stay, or they wouldn't even give me the job in the first place. I found it difficult to get employment, and then when they did give me work, it was maybe way below my skills level, and then, or I didn't like something about the organization. It was just anything, just something just didn't. I felt like I was a fish out of, you know, water. I wasn't in the right place. So for me, the only solution some 23 years ago was for me to do my own thing. And but in those years, I paid a heavy price, you know, because unlike some of my friends who work, they've got a monthly income guaranteed.
I want to say that it's not that easy.
No. You know, some of them, they say that Christmas, they get a Christmas bonus. And I'm like jealous. I'm like, me, where's my own Christmas bonus? Who's going to give me?
But Tony, you know what? You know, when you want to start as an entrepreneur, I feel, but I want your input on this. I feel that you don't just leave your 9 to 5 job and just start just like that, because the bills doesn't stop there.
Yes.
So I feel that still do your 9 to 5 job, whatever job that you're doing, then gradually, then when you realize that you'll be able to pay the bills or pay yourself, then, because if you don't take care, your attention will be divided. And you setting up your business or become an entrepreneur, the process will become slow. Something that you can take a year to establish yourself, you realize that it's going to take you about 3 years, because you're doing the 9 to 5 job, you're getting the money there to pay the bill. Oh, okay, I'm going to dedicate just 2 hours of my time today. The next time you're going to dedicate another 1 hour. What do you think?
You're right. It's not easy. I mean, and it's not easy because it takes time to also establish yourself enough for people to keep giving you repeat business.
Yeah.
And that takes time. I mean, when I first started, it was actually by misfortune that I started working for myself, because before I had my children, I had a very high demanding role in the corporate services sector as the head of the legal department of a very large PLC, and that job was very demanding. And my daughter was born prematurely. I partly think the premature birth and pregnancy was because of the stress. And after the child was born, she's now 21. But at the time, I said I cannot go back to that very intense, pressured environment. And it was because of I was forced to think of a solution. The only available solution for me, I was a property lawyer, was to begin to look for local clients that didn't need me to take my baby to a childminder at 6 a.m. in the morning, to jump on the train at 7:15 to get to London and take the tube. So I had no choice. So after my maternity leave, which was about a year, I started thinking of how to work my local network. And I started simple things. Then internet wasn't as big. This was 22 years ago. And I used to just send text messages to landlords who used to advertise for property in the local paper. And the text message will introduce me as a lawyer, and I'll tell them that I'm here if they have a legal problem, the sort of thing I was doing in private practice. And on the back of those landlords, one person will give me one case. I reduced the price so much just to entice them to come. On the back of that, one landlord will come, give me one. Another landlord will come, give me two. And then they'll come back. Before I realized it, I was busy. I had to employ staff, you know. And 20 years later, those landlords or those investors and those housing associations, I've stopped practicing the law. I've gone back to the same group of people and say, look, I now do property development, and I do property acquisition, and I do property sourcing. Are you ready to use me for those things? They also ask, but you're a solicitor or a lawyer. I said, I've had enough of lawyering. I don't want to lawyer you anymore. I've had enough.
Exactly.
I've been to all the courts in the land. All the judges know me. I'm sick of it. So use me for this instead. And they're like, okay, since we already have a relationship with you, let's talk. And then I just used the same group of people that I had established relationships with, and reinvented myself in a different way. And we're now working together again.
Wow. Right. Tonya, I did a list here of some, but I just cut it down to 7. Some of the challenges entrepreneurs like yourself face. I know you are very successful, but some of the, the challenges women entrepreneurs face and what you have to say about it. It's just 7. Define social expectations. Assessing funding. That was one of the challenges you spoke about. Struggling to be taken seriously. A lot of people don't take women entrepreneurs seriously.
Yes.
And the other one is owning your own accomplishments and also building a support network is one of those challenges. And balancing business and family life. I think we touch on all these things. And coping with fear of failure.
Yes.
Did that happen to you? The last one, coping with fear of failure.
Yes, it did. Very much so.
But you got very, very, very successful. Tonya,
yes.
Before we, conclude this discussion or bring this discussion to a close, I would like you to just speak to a woman who is planning to become an entrepreneur or set up her own business.
Yes.
Watching you, what advice will you give to that person to encourage that person to make that bold step?
First of all, know yourself. and know what it is that you're passionate about. Don't do it because other people are doing it, or because your friend is selling, I don't know, Juice Plus or Avon or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't do it because somebody else is doing it. You will not last. If you're going to become an entrepreneur, it's got to come from within you. If your talent is making cakes, if your talent is putting makeup on people's faces, you know, whatever your talent is, you know yourself. Find that original source of that passion and work on that passion and turn that passion into profit. That's my advice.
Yep. I think the last thing I'll add to what Tony has said is to have a mentor, someone who will hold your hand and encourage you, someone who is in the industry. So a typical example is Toyin. She's into properties. So if your passion is properties, you just get in touch with Toyin and tell her, Toyin, will you be my mentor? And Toyin will be able to hold your hand. So when it gets to a point that you feel like giving up, she's there to just hold your hands, take you through that journey. I think that helps a lot, because if we are trying to do it on our own, the possibility of us stepping back again is higher. So if you have a mentor, you have a good supporting network, because sometimes when you decide to go into a certain business, your support network, if family are not supporting you, they, saying negative things about what you want to pursue, it doesn't help.
Yeah.
So get like-minded people who will be there for you and hold your hands. So Tony, finally, could you tell us any events, whatever you have in store for our viewers, that Property Pillars Hub is organizing, so that they can attend, and any other info that you want to pass on to our lovely viewers?
Yes.
And also
for the Star
your contact details as well, if anybody wants to get in touch with you.
Thank you, Vicky. First of all, thank you for inviting me to come on to the Star Radio platform.
Okay.
I'm always supporting what you do, and I love the platform. And anytime, if there's anything I can lend my support, you know my number, Vicky. You know that. I'm always here for you. So thank you for inviting me. Okay. And my contact number, did you want me to give them that?
Yes, yeah. Feel free.
Do you want me to say that? Now, please, let me say this caveat.
No calls after 9.
You see, my PA will tell you, Madam Toyin, don't give your number out. And she's always told me that. But because I want to make myself accessible to as many people as I possibly can, to help as many people, I tend to do that against the advice of my PAs. Now, this is a caveat. I'm not looking to be a side chick to any married man. Number one caveat.
Oh!
Many, thank God, I give God the glory. I thank God for everything. But if you're a married man, you're looking for a side chick, this number is not for you. Number one. Number two, only call me if you want to genuinely discuss business. If you want to call me to take me for dinner, I will block your number.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I'm only interested in. And number three, if you genuinely don't have any business interest with me, this number is not available for you.
Oh dear.
So if you have my number, I'm expecting to hear from genuine business interest. You know already what I do. I do property development. If you want to do development, I do property mentoring, coaching. I've got a property academy, and I also own a property club. So if you want to do acquisitions, you want to invest your money, you want to do a development or you want coaching and training, then I'm your friend. Anything other than that, I'm not your friend. Vicky is bearing witness. We're live on Star Radio. You're laughing, Vicky.
I believe it. I think you're talking from experience.
I know what comes in my DM every day. And you know what? I wasted my time. You see 75 messages. And you say, let me just amuse myself. This is what I want to abuse myself. I read through all the 75 messages. When I get to maybe there's only 3 that ever wanted to do business with me. Everybody else, they have ulterior motives.
Interests.
So I'm going block. In fact, some of them are so clever. There's one that paid consultation fee to speak to me, only to do what he could have done for free.
All right.
So now, and then after he paid his consultation fee, I now blocked him.
So I think we will list that as one of the challenges, isn't it?
But I really don't take it. I don't take it personally. I find it amusing. I'm fun. I'm good to go. I'm happy. But yeah. So for those who want my number, this is my number now. 0788 971 6462. 0788 971 6462. And my email address, you can reach me on info@propertypillarsclub.com. info@propertypillarsclub.com. And then my website is Property Pillars Club, which is generally available. So yeah, thank you so much for inviting me.
On that lovely note, we've come to the end of another edition of the Property Hour show. We are celebrating women, in the property industry, listening to their success stories. And with me was Toyin Davidson-Ero. I think I've really enjoyed this interview. I would love to have you back again. So Tony has, given us her details. If you would like to get in touch with, with Tony, I think I would love to see a lot of women giving Tony a call to, have Tony as a mentor. If you are interested in properties, for her to hold your hands and guide you through your journey. And as Tony has, indicated, if you wanted to be your side chick, please don't call the number. If you want to chat her up, don't call the number. Strictly business. We would like to say a very, very big thank you to M&N Concepts. They are the ones, doing our lovely flyers that you see on all our social media handles. If you have any media requirements, M&N Concepts are the best. You can get them on all social media handles at M&N Concepts. Mia Associates are also one of our sponsors. They've all made it possible for us to come your way today. They are into project development, property management. So you have any project in Ghana and you need somebody to overlook that project for you, they have got a very good record and they'll be able to take over your project and make sure that everything is completed. And lastly, to CIG Property Group, they are based in the UK. If you have any property you want to manage, you want to sell, and you require a mortgage broker, anything about property, contact CIG Property Group, and they will be able to offer, any assistance. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and all of you who join us through the discussion, we appreciate you. And without you, we wouldn't have this program. Without you, this program is not going to be interesting. Those who sent in their questions, thank you so much. Toyin, until we meet again another time, I'll definitely have you back on this program again. because I really enjoyed your interview. So I'll have you back on again and we'll discuss something specific in properties. So we'll have Toyin back on this program again another time. This month we are celebrating women. So next week, Thursday, we'll be having another successful woman entrepreneur to share her success story. So please make sure Thursday, same time, 7 p.m., we will have another successful woman entrepreneur to share her success story. Until then, take good care of yourself, stay safe, and we'll see you again next week, same time. Bye-bye.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Vicky. Bye, Star Radio.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.